Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 241 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. For the drill of the week, we'll talk about how to choose drills that will help you improve. In the questions, we discuss short pimples at the elite level, improving your placement, and how to practice footwork drills when the blocking partner doesn't have good control. I'm Jeff Plum. And as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Morning, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Good to hear.
You sound pretty excited today, pretty enthusiastic for the show. But yesterday, your power of practice wasn't quite as good.
Yeah, it was. Did it really late last night. Well, really late for me, like after 8 o'clock. No, but yeah, it was a bit tired. Really didn't feel great about the whole training, and and it just didn't feel like I had control of the ball at all. At one stage, I think I commented that I felt like I can't even see the ball properly. So there was really bad focus, and it was day 15. I'm halfway through the month, and jeepers, I felt like I should be a lot further forward than this, especially after the first couple of days.
Interesting. Yeah, sometimes it's hard, isn't it? You improve quickly, and you kind of hit that plateau, and it can be difficult to move past that sometimes.
Yeah, and it's good. We do get that question sometimes from players as well, and that's how I'm feeling right now. But maybe day 16, maybe it's a whole new day, and things will just go bang up again. We talked about that graph, the stock market graph, that plots your progress, and as long as eventually it goes up from here to here, I guess that's good. But along the way, there's lots of little ups and downs. So hopefully yesterday was just one of those little downs, or maybe a bigger down. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. But sometimes you get stuck practicing the same thing, which mightn't help you improve. I mean, the spin catcher is the thing we're practicing, so I don't mean practice something different. But, sometimes you just need to try a slightly different technique, or try some small variation that might just give you some extra information that helps you get to that next level. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, interestingly, at the start of yesterday's session, I put on the Marcus Freitas video, and I had it there next to me. So at the start of the session, I actually watched what he did, and then tried to do it, and it was a disaster. The first few were a disaster. Maybe he's using a slightly different technique that I need to adapt to, or haven't quite analyzed it. But it's 5 minutes a day that I've allocated to it. So let's just see.
Absolutely, sounds good. We're still getting other PingSkillers sending in their videos. It's not too late. Get involved in this. It's a great challenge. I think you'll really enjoy it, and you'll enjoy the learning process. So pick a skill, table tapper or the spin catcher. Get out there, practice it, video it, send us your video with the hashtag power of practice. And remember, we're giving away 3 premium memberships at the end of the month. So get in it to have a chance of winning it. All right. Now, Alois, this the PingSkillers question of the day is kind of related and inspired by your training session last night. It is, if you are really tired, is it better to still put in a training session, or is it better to have a day off? So get involved by jumping on our Facebook page or going to the PingSkills blog, and let us know, if you're really tired, is it better to still put in a training session or to take a day off? Love to hear your thoughts. And while we're on the PingSkills question of the day, yesterday's was, who has a better backhand, Liam Pitchford or Zhangzi Ke? Now, I know the question's over and everyone's answered, but Alois, I'm going to put a link in the show notes to Liam Pitchford's backhand at the World Championships, because people may want to reconsider, but maybe not. What what was the main verdict?
Well, yeah, well, overwhelmingly, Zhang Jike got the nod. Um, but Thad said the majority are going to say Zhang Jike, but I am saying Liam Pitchford. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Zhang Jike's backhand is sensational and hot and has held up for a very long time. But consider Liam Pitchford. Yeah, get on the show notes. Take a look at the link. I think he got point of the day on day 6 of the World Championships. And just the number of backhands he hit during that World Championships was amazing. And especially when he's back from the table, when he's back from the table, he's just got such a beautiful, fluent backhand action. So take a look at the show notes. Take a look at that link. And then you might want to put another comment on. Maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, it's a hard one to go against Zhang Jike, isn't it? I mean, even if Liam Pitchford's hitting amazing backhands and from, way back, the problem is Zhang Jike doesn't get out of position very often, so he doesn't need to hit backhands from out of position that are incredible. He just hits beautiful backhands from close to the table that no one can get back.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
But yeah, so I mean, look, Liam Pitchford, fantastic backhand. Take a look at it. You will be impressed. But yeah, I'd still rather Zhang Jike's, I think. All right. Let's move on to this day in history. What happened on the 16th of March?
Yeah. Jerry Lewis was born.
Jerry Lewis. Great balls of fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know him for his, his stand-up and his work with Dean Martin. And, I mean, I loved him when I was younger, especially. But, yeah, I don't know how popular he is nowadays. But he, I think he's still going. I think he's 90 years old. So he was born in 1926. So today, 90th birthday of Jerry Lewis.
Oh, there you go. Happy birthday, Jerry Lewis. You didn't sound very excited announcing this one. You were just worried no one would know who Jerry was.
Are you thinking of Jerry Lewis, the comedian?
Oh, is there a different Jerry Lewis?
Yeah. Are you thinking of Jerry Lee Lewis?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's what you're thinking. Yes. Great balls of fire. That now I understand the reference. Yeah. So no, Jerry Lewis, comedian, great comedian.
Oh, well, that is not interesting at all then. No.
Right. No, you need to go back and watch some of, I mean, you have to like that taste of his completely nutty type of humor. But yeah, I do quite like Jerry Lee Lewis. Not Jerry. Now you got me confused. Jerry Lewis's work.
Okay. If anyone knows of Jerry Lewis's work and is excited by his 90th birthday, let us know. But big happy birthday to Jerry Lewis.
The Nutty Professor. He was in The Nutty Professor. Heard of that? No.
Oh yeah, that's by Eddie Murphy's in that.
Okay, there you go. Jerry Lewis.
I don't think. No, I think Eddie Murphy did refilmed it, and I'm not sure that Jerry Lewis is in it in the Eddie Murphy version. Sorry, that's what everyone will know. All right, The Nutty Professor. Excellent.
Okay.
All right, well, let's move on to something where we can help people with their table tennis. Let's talk about the drill of the week, Alois.
Yeah, so slightly different this week. So not actually talking about a drill, but talking about how to choose your drills. And I think this, like overall, is really important. What drills do we choose during our training session? Do we just go out there and think about a drill and try to practice it? The key is that you need to think about your game, and then you need to think about, okay, what drills do I need to do to improve my game? And it might be that you're focusing on something that you need to improve, as in a weakness, or it might be that you're focusing on one of the strengths of your game as well. So don't neglect that too. So often we just focus on, the things we can't do well, and we go out and practice that. That's good, but also remember to take into account the strengths in your game too, and that's a really important point. How do you choose your drills? think about perhaps some patterns that are happening in a game situation that you want to improve or you want to strengthen. For example, you might find that your movement when you're going out wide to the forehand isn't very good. So you need to then try to formulate a drill that is going to help you to improve that movement out wide to the forehand. It might be Falkenberg footwork, where you're playing a backhand, moving around, playing a forehand, and that opens up a big gap that you need to cover and move to your forehand. So in our training secrets lessons, we go through each of the drills and we explain to you why the drill is relevant and what it's going to help you with as well. So that might be something that you can tap into as well on the site. But yeah, really important to think through the drill that you're doing during a training session, not just going out and blindly doing a drill because one you like the drill or you like doing the drill. The drill has to have a purpose of improving your game.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I guess the good thing about having a focus like that, Alois, is you can even change similar drills to work on different things depending on your focus. Like you said with the Falkenberg, it could be that you're really working on that wide ball, but you could also be concentrating on your pivot, or you could even be concentrating on, being more consistent. You can really adapt the drill depending on your focus.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the drill isn't always designed for the one thing, but it's really important to think through the game that you're playing and how you're going to improve your game by utilizing a drill or by utilizing the sets of drills that you're going to use during the training session. All
right. So when you go out for your training this week, just put a little bit of extra thought into the drills you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. Great advice there, Alois. All righty. It is time for some questions. The first one is from Jamie, who says, why don't elite players use short pimples, as it allows them to negate the extreme amount of topspin and smash the ball? I've seen other very good semi-pro players with great technique beaten by other players with short pimples or hard bats.
Yeah, so short pimples can be really effective. So what they do is they flatten out the contact. So the ball doesn't come out with as much spin, and the spin doesn't affect it as much. So the ball, instead of going out in a loopy type of action, will go bang straight. This can be good, but you need to be really, really accurate because you're not generating the top spin to make the ball dip onto the table. So at that high level and at that high speed, it becomes really difficult. And topspin is really important at the higher levels to add that safety to the speed of your strokes. And that's why a lot of players don't use the short pimples, especially at the higher level. So one player that did use it successfully a while ago was Johnny Wang from Canada. And there are a couple of players still around that are using the short pimples. I'm talking about the men's game to start with, sorry, that are using the short pimples. But overall, the topspin that you can get using an inverted rubber is much more beneficial, and that's why most players use the inverted rubber. In the women's game, there is more use of the short pimples because the women's game is slightly different in general. They're staying close to the table, playing faster and flatter, so that can be effective, not using as much spin in the game.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, there were a lot more short pimple players around, Alois. I mean, one of your favorite World Championship finals involved a short pimpled player.
Yeah, exactly. Zhang Zheliang, world champion twice, I think. Yeah. Twice world champion, used short pimples. And yes, I think you could get away with it at that stage. The game was a little bit different, played a little bit flatter, not as much speed and spin on the ball. So yes, he did get away with it, and he used to just run around and basically smash every ball. But yeah, now it doesn't hold up.
Yeah,
at the
but
top men's level.
even was it like probably 18 years ago? Lu Guliang was the current Chinese men's coach, was just fantastic, and was taking out players like Waldner and Person for a while until they kind of figured him out and then started to dominate him a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's as I say, you can play to a very high level, but at the very top, I don't think we're going to see a world champion using short pimples for a while.
Yeah, so the game's just got that much faster and that much more spin and speed and power lately that I guess it's just too hard for them. And like you said, not many players. There aren't a lot of players. I think there might be one guy from Singapore, maybe. But yeah, in the top 50, very few people. So in the top 100, it'd only be 1 or 2% of the men, I'm guessing, Alois.
Yeah, yeah, probably 2%.
Excellent. Well, good question, Jamie, and good to see you thinking about the game. And yeah, I remember once going to China, Alois, and I played a guy with short pimples, and he just smashed every ball. I would serve a short serve, he would just come in, flick, bang, and just he was way too good for me. It is a difficult style to play against.
Yeah, I think we used to call them Spider-Man, didn't we? He just used to like be everywhere. Those sort of players be everywhere and be able to just smash everything from here and there. So, yeah, they're difficult to play against. But yeah, at that very top level now, I think the game's been worked out.
All right. Next question is from SK Verma, who says, whenever I do practice my counter hit, I'm not able to place the ball to the corner every time. I'm trying it with the flat bat position, but the ball goes away from me or close to the chest. Or when it goes away from me or close to the chest, I can't control the ball to the corner, although the ball is still on the table. How can SK Verma improve in this area, Alois?
Yeah, so probably one simple technique to improve is to just put a target on the table. So, we can aim for the corner of the table or we can aim for wherever, but if once you've got a visual on the table, and it can be anything, it can be a broken ball sitting on the table or a piece of paper or a little cone, whatever it is, once you've got that target on the table, it's amazing how much better you get at being able to direct the ball to that target. So put the target on the table for a little while, practice with it for 5 minutes, then take the target away, and then just keep practicing and see if your accuracy improves. So the other thing is that he talked about, the ball being closer to you or further away or whatever it is. Again, that's an adapting thing. So initially when we learn to counter hit, we can do it well from a position. So as long as the ball's in the right position, we can get that ball accurately and on the table all the time. But then it's important to then add that variation so that you're not just hitting the ball from there, that you need to adjust to be able to hit the ball from here and there and everywhere. That helps you with your footwork as well, and it just makes you able to adjust a little bit easier in a match situation. And that's what it's about in a match situation, isn't it? Because the player's not placing the ball for you exactly where you want it. The ball's spraying all over the table. They're deliberately trying to make it difficult for you. So you need to be able to adjust and adapt to those different positions.
Yeah, so how do you learn to adjust and adapt? Is it just a matter of practicing the stroke more and then you become more confident with it? Or should you be practicing some footwork drills as well? What's the best way to kind of just increase that level?
Yeah, so you can do some footwork drills. So initially, so we talk about just hitting the ball from one position, bang, 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 bang. Then you can do some set drills where you know where the ball's coming. So maybe one from there and one from here. So that starts to get you to understand the movement patterns of your legs and the body, etc., etc. And then you can start to make it more random. So the ball can be anywhere in that area. And now you need to track the ball, watch the ball, adjust, and make that stroke. So it's a bit of a progression of skills from very basic to more advanced to a game situation.
Okay, excellent. All right, so there you go, SK Verma. There's some good advice. It sounds like you're on the right track. Just more practice needed just to get to that next level. So keep working on it, and you will get there. Next question is from Yap, and it's kind of related, Alois. Yap says, my friend and I are very bad at blocking the ball accurately. Thus, it is very difficult for us to do the footwork drills. Can you help?
Yeah, so it relates completely to what we just talked about, Yap. So if the ball isn't going into the right places, that's okay. In training, it depends on who you're able to train with. Sometimes you're not going to get the ball in exactly the right positions. Use that situation of practice to practice your adapting and moving. The other thing you can do is you could slow the drill down if you really do want a set drill. So you can slow the drill down to, snail's pace, just being able to control the ball to here and to here, to two different positions, just so you then can work on your footwork, perhaps your movement slowly. And at the really basic level, if you really want to get the ball accurately and your partner can't control it, you can use multi-ball. Get them to just get a box of balls, 10 or 20 or 30 or more if you can, and just get them to feed it out accurately. So the multi-ball can really help in this situation as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. My thought there, Alice, was that multi-ball would help. It is a skill that the feeder would need to learn, but it's not a difficult skill, and it becomes a really useful training method. So, yeah, take a look. We've got a multi-ball course on the PingSkills website. See if you can start using multi-ball. And I guess the other thing also, Alois, is just improving your accuracy. So, maybe spend a few weeks trying to work on improving your accuracy with some of the things you mentioned for VK Surma.
Yeah, that's good advice, Jeff. So improve your accuracy, use multi-ball if you can, and if not at this stage, just use it as an adapting tool to adapt to different types of balls. So lots you can do.
Excellent. All right, great question, Yap, and good to see you practicing your footwork. Keep going. You will get better. Well, Alois, that wraps up show 241. Thanks everyone for watching or listening if you do on the podcast. And as always, thank you, Alois.
Thanks, Jeff, and we shall see you tomorrow. And I'm going to get into my power of practice. 5 minutes. Let's see what today brings. And Jeff, I see that you did pretty well yesterday with a 2 minutes 50 rally, I think. That's getting up there.
Yeah, getting up there. The 5 minutes. It's a lot further than 250 still, percentage-wise. So,
well, you're over halfway.
It's going to take a lot of concentration. I don't know if I can do it. Anyway, I'm off to watch some Jerry Lewis to get some hints for Friday Funnies.
You can do it. Yeah.
I could do with it. Thanks. Bye, everyone. Catch you tomorrow.